Hey, so I said I was gonna do a video on Mirror's Edge Catalyst, but here's the thing. It's probably gonna take more time compared to the first video, so I'm probably gonna push it back for a little bit. But for now, I think I want to focus on something easier. I'm saying easier because this game I'm going to talk about is the Drizzling Shits, and it's mainly terrible because of its lack of content. So in my mind, I think that means a shorter video. So, ladies and gentlemen, Naruto to Boruto, Shinobi Strikers.
It's actually Shinobi Striker without the S, but watch Jayson occasionally get the name wrong throughout this whole video.
Released on August 30th, 2018, this 2-year-old game oozed its way onto the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. This game stands on a 51 out of 100 on Metacritic, but screw that, more importantly, it got a 5.8 out of 10 in user reviews. That's a failing grade. And what makes it worse is that there was already a game that perfected the formula, so this game had no excuse. So how does this game fail to follow an extremely successful formula? Well, today we're gonna find out. Before we could even start the game, there's already an issue. No multiple save files. Everybody gets one. In Xenoverse, you had plenty of save files because the amount of characters you could create with different stats and different abilities and all that stuff, you were going to need it. So with Shinobi Strikers, or Shinobi Striker, I definitely see an issue here. Having just one save file implies that every created character lacks unique qualities, which is sadly the case. And yes, I'm gonna have to compare this shitty, terrible, awful video game to a better video game in Xenoverse, and I'm gonna have to do that throughout the whole entire video. Before you can even start creating your character, you get a fighting tutorial, and boy howdy is it bare bones. You can use some light attacks, some heavy attacks, and some ninja tools. Oh, and some ninjutsu. You have access to 4 of those. 1 substitution, 2 ninjutsu, like normal ones, and 1 secret technique. There are no strict combos and no energy bar. All of your special moves are on a timer. So most of the time, you're just spamming all of your special moves until the target stops moving. That, paired with the fact that there's no proper targeting feature, it just makes everything Tiffany tough. Yes, although you can target an individual, you can't see who's targeting you though. That's terrible. So whenever you're too busy putting the boots to a very unlucky individual, some person could just pull up and blow your back out with a fireball, and you won't notice until the fireball is within kissing distance. The battles in this game are some of the most hectic, shittiest, sloppiest things I've ever seen in my life. It's basically a game of who can get caught lacking at this very moment. This is why in team-based fighting games, it's important to know what's going on besides who you're currently assaulting. Alright, whatever. Here we are at the character creation screen, and I'm gonna just take a bit of time to level with you, alright? I've always created male characters whenever I got the chance to, mainly because I aim to make a character who looks just like me. Also the fact that whenever my friends try to create female characters, they always end up creating like waifus, basically a build-a-bitch workshop of like a girl of their dreams, and I've always thought of that it was weird, so I stayed away from it. So today, I'm gonna step out of my comfort zone and create a female character. You should thank me for my bravery. Oh yeah, the character creation. So it starts off by telling you which nation do you want to hail from. The Leaf Village, the Sand Village, the Cloud Village, the Mist Village, the Stone Village. Wow, five whole villages to choose from. That's pretty cool. That probably means you're gonna start in a village of your choice, right? Right? Well, that's a negative, Ghost Rider. It doesn't matter which village you choose, you're going to be plopped into the Leaf Village no matter what. So basically, you're only choosing which clothes you want to start with. Not even like a Mortal Kombat faction war kind of thing, where you fight out of your faction, see who's better than the other. No? Just nothing? Just clothes? Okay. Alright, what about the elemental stuff? I think the average ninja in Naruto gets to only have 2, right? So, am I able to pick mine? Nope. You can somehow learn every single ability with 0 explanation whatsoever. Even Ninja Saga, a Facebook freemium game, gives you the option to pick 2 elements. Only 2. Now, you might be wondering, what's so bad about having access to every single elemental ability? Well, it makes everybody the same. Barring physical appearance, there's no unique qualities once again. If we look at Xenoverse, you get 5 different species and 2 different genders for 3 of them. They all have different stats and exclusive abilities to work with. Even your height and weight affects your fighting. There's also a wide enough selection of hairstyles to choose from that are exclusive to the game, as opposed to the hand-me-down selection you get in Naruto to Boruto. Alright, let's move on to the story. There's no story. There's no story at all. I mean, there are parts where you could walk up to a character and they give you a mission and you have to complete it for a reward, I guess. Xenoverse, on the other hand, has a story, and it's pretty good. Basically, you go back in time and you fix shit, and you fight people who go back in time and unfix shit. That's pretty much it, and that's good enough. It's fine for me. I mean, I guess I can go through the story mode of Naruto to Boruto, if you could even call it a story mode. Alright, fuck it, let's do it. You get introduced to the virtual reality ninjutsu arena. It's a training system, but VR. You often play through the events of the Naruto and Boruto series, but more on that later. We start with some basic training, taught by Senior Kakashi. We learn the movements in the game. They're fine, but the maps aren't. The maps are just way too big for the given mechanics. Maybe if the wired kunai and the super jump had a larger range, maybe it would be a little better, but that's not the only issue with maps. After we learn the movements, we are reintroduced into the fighting mechanics, and once again, not that good. You have more intimate battles with the camera than the fighting itself. After that mission, you do another one where you collect stuff. That's super lovely, man. After that, Konohamaru shows you Tenten's shop. Ah, finally. A use for Tenten besides occupying space. You can buy and sell items, but it's all about the scroll appraisals. They're just loot boxes, man. They're just loot boxes. After looking through Tenten's shop, we're taken to the inn, ran by the world champion of useless herself, Sakura. This is where you edit your appearance and your loadouts for your classes. Yes, classes. There are 4 different classes to choose from: attack, ranged, defense, and healing. Each class has exclusive access to certain weapons and jutsus. For example, if you wanted to use Kisame's sword, you'd have to play the defensive class. Okay, so I get jutsus being exclusive to certain classes, but why weapons? Why not have a little bit of leniency when it comes to choosing a weapon? Anyways, after that, you go to the ninjutsu library. This is where you select your VR master for your missions. And if you do enough missions, you'll unlock new ninjutsus. Ninjutsu. New ninjutsu. Ninjutsu. Alright, you unlock new abilities. That's the word. There we go. After that, you get to do another mission. And at least you get to fight people this time. But it's way too short. It's like 2 minutes long. But it's whatever, it's a start, I guess. After you finish the mission, you're told to meet up with creepy ass Naruto, and he tells you about the Ninja World League. Listen, the Ninja World League is ass sauce. Matter of fact, all that fighting online, it's shit. It's awful. I just love how this game focuses on PvP, and it is somehow the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. There are 4 different match types, and they don't tell you which one you're going to play until right before the game actually starts. And if you're solo queuing, there's no way to know what your teammates are going to pick in terms of class, so you'll often end up picking all ranged or all close ranged, or not defense or healing, because nobody really likes to play that from my experience. People, this is a team-based fighting game where coordination and communication are basically shotgunned out the window. And yes, I tried the Ninja World League, which is basically a ranked mode, and I got slammed by a bunch of tryhard squads. I knew it was a squad because they all had the same clan tag, and my teammates were most likely solo queuing. You see the issue here, right? I mean, I wish I had it recorded, but sadly I don't, but just take my word for it. Anyways, that's the introduction to Shinobi Strikers. Let's take another look at Xenoverse, okay?
Jayson took way too much time explaining how Xenoverse 2 has a better introduction. So, I'll summarize. Xenoverse shows you key locations in the hub world. After that, you're quickly given a tutorial mission to test out the fighting mechanics. When you're done, you're off to do all these wonderful things. Hey, Let's see if Jayson can jump right back in.
Looking at the clothing in
I didn't quite catch that. Could you please repeat it?
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, maybe not. There are a lot of outfits on Xenoverse that are exclusive to the game. Shinobi Striker on the other hand does not have enough in my opinion. Also, why not just have the option to edit the color of certain costumes, rather than just selling the same costume but a different color?
I guess we could talk about the story mode, because I'm not touching PvP again. So let's do that. This is pretty much the cycle that you have to follow. Step 1, talk to a character. Step 2, character gives you a mission. Step 3, complete mission. Step 4, talk to the character again and you get your reward. Side note, it's a little different if you want to do this with a friend. So here's what you have to do if you want to do a story mission with your friends. Step 1, talk to a character. You can't have anybody in your party if you're doing this. If you do, you're gonna have to kick them. Step 2, after you get the mission, invite or re-invite your friend. Step 3, complete the mission. Step 4, talk to the character again and get your reward. You're gonna have to kick your friend again. Rinse and repeat. This was a $50 game. I fail to understand how these maps are so large and yet it feels like you're fighting in a bathroom stall. And the fact that there's so many pitfalls, it's just all so eh. Dude, the amount of combos that were cut off because my target fell off the map. Hey, guess what? Xenoverse doesn't have this issue. You wanna know what else Xenoverse doesn't have? Copy and pasted missions. Doesn't have that. Doesn't have any of that. This is lazy. Look, just because you make it more difficult doesn't make it a whole new mission. They do this many times to the point that I want to bang my head into a wall. It's bad enough that the mission details tell you no details, but now this? Whatever. After you're done with the Naruto mission, Konohamaru pulls up and he gives you a slideshow. What does this mean? What is this? Are the credits rolling? Is this the end of the story? I legit called it a story just to make it easier on myself, but the credits are rolling now. This was a story. You guys were proud of this? To the point that you wanted to roll credits? All I can do is just shrug my shoulders at this point, but I guess I can just show you the one mission that made me want to uninstall this game before I even thought of reviewing it. Hidden Leaf Forest Night Terrors. And yes, it is a copy of an earlier mission. Go figure. Almost everything I hate about this game is in this one mission, and I think it's impressive in a way. We're in the worst map in the game, at the worst setting, nighttime. You fight a very annoying boss, the Sneaky Snake. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about the boss enemies. They're stupid, ugly, and I hate them. My favorite part is when they teleport across the map just to waste time. Super awesome, man. After you kill the snake, you fight Kabuto, whatever, alright? This disgusting collection of pixels right here, alright? He has this move where if he hits you with it, he could then hit you with a combo, and then you have to sit there like a bitch, waiting for a cum shot, and take it. You might be too busy fighting some putty patrol, right? And then out of nowhere, BAM! Now you can't use your abilities, bitch. He's like that one guy off of Korra who could take away your bending powers, I think? Like, what's his name? Can't really remember because Korra is also shit.
Jayson went on to complete the mission, even though he previously failed it many times prior to creating this review. How does Parker, Texas Ranger feel about this seemingly positive moment?
Only to complete it just now out of a win. Alright, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. Cool, I'm done.